with the news that just came out that there is legislation being dropped in the EU for every device to have USB Type-C. Do you think that, number one, Apple will conform with that for the iPhone 14, or do you think that this is now the opportunity to go full MagSafe everything?
So a few thoughts on this. Firstly, let me just say USB-C. I tweeted about this as well. USB-C over Lightning, always, right? The fact that the iPad mini is now my favorite iPad. Even though it doesn't have the high refresh rate, I just think it's such a cool, compact device. I can just take it around with me.
I agree.
It's really good, right? It's my favorite iPad. And it's got USB-C. Now, in the presentation, Apple said that it's 10 times faster compared to its predecessor, which was the Lightning port. So that just goes to tell you itself, right? Now, I've got a few thoughts on this because I get the ecosystem argument that, look, there's already an ecosystem of Lightning accessories and, so many different things that they've already got out there. That would be main changing it. I understand that, but then again, the port you had before had to change to Lightning as well. There was a lot of accessories then as well, right? You have to move with the time, okay? So that's my first point, that it's time to change. Lightning is now outdated. It was great at the time. When it came out, dual ports, it was better than micro USB miles, right? Okay? It was great. Now it's just been overtaken. So that's my first point. My second point is that with this EU ruling, remember that it's not applicable straight away. It's going to be time. So I think it's 2025 that they have until to change everything, right? Yeah. So I think Apple will not go to USB-C. I mean, they've got MagSafe going on as well. I think they will potentially, because they can still have Lightning for iPhone 14, iPhone 15, iPhone 16 even, and still be absolutely fine. But I think by that time, they would have developed MagSafe to a point where they'll be like, all right, we don't need to do USB-C. We're going to go with this. That's what I think. What do you think?
I mean, it's possible, except unless the ruling says you must have USB-C. So you can develop MagSafe all you want. The device still has to have USB-C. I'm saying depends on how they write that stuff. See, that's the part that, because I've heard the same argument from people saying Apple will just buy that time till they release MagSafe. But I'm like, if the ruling says that every device has to have USB-C by 2025, then your device in 2025 must still have USB-C.
I don't know the specifics around that, but for me personally,
exactly. We
USB-C I think would be great because look, I'm using a MacBook right here. Guess what? It's got USB-C, right? I have my iPad. It's also got USB-C. When I was in Scotland, and when I was in Germany, I had my charger for my MacBook, right? And that charger I could use for everything. I could use that for my MacBook. I could use that for my Z Flip 3. I could use that for my iPad. I couldn't use it for my iPhone, so I had to carry the additional cable, which I don't really want to do, right? I don't want to carry that additional cable around with me. So I think it is time. Lightning's had its day, as I said. At its time, it was great, but times have moved on, and it's time for Apple to move on with the port as well and get USB-C.
I definitely agree with you, and it works well with the whole idea of sustainability. I mean, you don't have to include that cable in the box because at least maybe after the first year, because a lot of people have those USB-C cables.
Oh yeah.
Anyway.
Yeah, totally. So. And if the new chargers all have USB-C on the other side anyway, so it's USB-C to USB-C, so it's fine. I hope you enjoyed that clip. If you want to hear the full podcast episode, then that will be linked down below. And if you want to see more clips like this, then be sure to subscribe and hit that bell icon so you don't miss them. Thanks for watching. This is Saf on SuperSaf Speaks, and I'll see you next time.